line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Well, to say the least, tonight these drivers will have their hands full as much as they will have their hands, and all around that wheel, trying to hang on for dear life as they will fight it out here at one of the toughest tracks of them all, the biggest and the baddest in the virtual world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iRacing Superspeedway here on PTM Racing TV. Hi everyone, I'm the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys here today. Here's we're set to go here in the land of Concord, Massachusetts here, as we are set and located here for the iRacing Superspeedway race of the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. This is a battle of all fruition and tuition, and many more drivers are about to be put to their test and put to their limits here right now. And let's get on with the gridding order to start today's action here. Robert Cotton, 21, will start on the inside. His outside will be Mike Ryda, and that's 76. Row number 2, and then Matthew Hoffer will pilot the 84, with his outside being the 71 is Keith Long. Row number 3 is Kevin Menaface, and the 42 is outside. That is Justin Solnaker in the number 50. Row number 4, Julian Conde, and the 18 will pilot his outside with the number 8, Tyler Ork. Row number 5 is Daniel Moynihan, and the 77 is outside is Warren Young, and the big bad number 9. Kevin Baker piloting the 87 was outside being Stanley Pottle in the 48. Our final starts today see Gene Watkinson in the 111. Chantel Pottle piloting the 5. Field is now set to go for the action here at the stand. Field coming out on the track here, ready to get at it as the field is now set for action. Food week scheme up for grabs here. Of course, no prize or anything on the line for this. This is just to have a little fun, just showcase a little bit of their skills and their talents as well as their looks on the track. Just a whole new little dynamo, a little bit of a whole new look and a feel for some of these drivers here. Some names you'll see that look very familiar, from the Wendy's to the Burger King, to a few others that may be just a little bit different on their look and their style. Lineup is getting ready, set to go here on the show. We're ready to bring these drivers from men and women to the start of the lineups. 25 laps to the distance here. And I'm just going to get this out of the way now. If you hear some noise in the background, there's a fan going in here because, number 1, I am thinking I'm getting sicker than a dog. And number 2, it is extremely hot here in Massachusetts, and I'm having a hard time breathing as it is. So I am sorry. I know it's unprofessional to hear that noise in the background with that darn fan, but guys, I can't really do much about it. So Our field is set though and ready to get at it though. Field is continuously pushing their way up and hit up down the track. We'll run them on down the front straightaway here. Field is set to go, and we are off and running. Off they go. We are set. The race is on, and we're heading down to the front straightaway down Thunder Alley Chicane. Three wide slewed up top. 21 of Robert Kahn. Snuck on the outside here. Keith Long right in the middle. Mike right out, right up in the bottom end here. Troubles for Gene Watkinson, the 111, as he's trying to force his way up ahead of these boys already. You'd think with all that room and all that place and fortress down there, you can actually use some momentum to carry up to the outside. Problem is, this track loves to have a thing or two about swinging you around a little bit if you're not too careful up there. So you really got to watch your angles and watch your timing and positions. Coming on down that front straightaway here, every driver for themselves. Robert Kahn falling way back in the pack. He was literally your #1 starter and got thrown out of the wall here. Matthew Hoffer in his Cookout 84 Toyota Tundra. If you want to talk about a guy that knows a thing or two about racing in the top line, top way here on this track, it's certainly him. He's got one win back on the circuit, thankfully with the Gen 6 Cup cars. And that was really all due to strategy and positioning at where he was at the time and at the place. He's looking to try to keep that going, keep that on today. Gene Watkinson, though, man, I'm telling you, and that 111 does not get something figured out and trying to figure out how to hold that line, that thing is going to end up wrecking somebody or getting in trouble, because that Pepsi 111 thrown all around, it was up front, and then it got sent shadow back into the pack here due to just completely missing some of the corners and missing some of the ledges here. Not a good sign. With this super speedway, you have got to time every position, time every shot just right. Every push, every little run, every little momentum could be your last. And these drivers know that all too well. As the Dunkin' Donuts 77 to Daniel Moynihan pushing the AS 87, pushing that 18 up ahead as the field gets into trouble. Down in turn number 3 and turn number 4, a huge wreck ensues and a huge pile up for some of our drivers. And just like that, I said it a minute ago, you cannot let this track get the better of you. You got to stay online, stay in control. Otherwise, you're going to get bit. Well, guess what? They got bit. Let's take a look at the replay. Well, Moynihan did go down low, but it looks like it might have been Mike Rideout in the 76 that ended up taking one of those other drivers around with him. Take one more look at it from the chopper cam here. I think he was trying to cut it down there with the 77, but right in the minute pace there and causing that huge wreck. And the 76 of Mike Rideout has been given the EOL, so he'll have to go back into the pack to the outhouse and have to work his way back up into that White House. Can't quite make moves like that and expect not to be put into the doghouse a little bit. And that, unfortunately, was one of those situations there. So right now, Julian Conde, after that big move he made in the 18 there, will keep the Wendy's machine up ahead as Daniel Moynihan, the 77, tries to keep his Dunkin' Donuts somewhat in peace and intact as he took some damage, unfortunately. His 71 of Keith Long, Kevin Baker, damaged a little bit on both trucks, but they are going to be okay to continue on. So this track is 3 miles in length, designed almost kind of like not even as a cookie cutter style track, but this is actually even worse than that. This is a track that is designed more as a paper clip. Yeah, you heard me right, a 3 mile long paper clip style. But if you guys don't believe me, well, let me show you this here real quick with our race info presented in part by the Racing Group. Look at this design and this layout. This is absolutely as narrow as it gets when it comes to slinging a turn. You literally are driving on a configuration that is kind of a mixture of Dover, Martinsville, and the size and scope of a Daytona and Talladega mixed together for this 3 mile long embankment madness track. This place tests you as much as it will throw you around like a rag doll, and they know it too. So watch for the drivers early on to try to stay more towards the bottom. Try to avoid getting any conflicts of interest or any conflicts early, but you'll still see, even with that in mind, that doesn't make the racing any easier for me to get around. Our field has now settled back down here. Tyler Orrick, Stanley Pottle, Warren Young, all involved in that main wreck there in that big collision course. Going to try to catch back into this. Team Watkinson going to be put a lap down at the moment here as he's trying to make his way around the track and get put back into the lead lap. Actually did get a lucky dog, so actually he will be back on the lead lap as soon as he can catch the other drivers. Question is, can he catch up to him in time? Facing their way down the field, down across the stretch once again here. We're getting ready to get back to it here. Field is ready to go. Lining back down, lights pop on, and we're back on our way. Another 3 wide sleeve for a brief moment. Robert Kahn on the outside, making a good charge on Keith Long in the 71. Looking to hammer down the throttle, get the speeds kicking up just a little bit, right in the mix. Every single driver trying to hold on. And Pottle and Kahn once again going to reignite a little rivalry they have when it comes to racing on these tracks. They are good drafters as much as they are tough to tame and tough to beat. But it looks like Kahn will lead the Burger King 21 with the 5 Subway. Chantel Pottle trying to put the Tundra up ahead. This might be the first time I've ever seen her drive a Tundra. I'm used to seeing her drive a Chevy down there. I guess the Toyotas have now kind of risen to the occasion. A lot more Fords and Toyotas in this race than I'm used to seeing, which is pretty cool. Oh, and a huge trouble there off of turn number 1 and 2, though. Problems once again. Daniel Moynihan getting clipped up and destroyed out. Gets a huge hit in the back here as the whole field takes a wild, wild ride there. Well, once again, we got to go back to the PTM replay. Take a look at this one. Well, a little hard to tell from that angle there. It looked like maybe Conde kind of drifted up slightly into the turn. I don't know, race fans, this one's kind of hard to tell here. I think really this one's kind of boiling down to just kind of a difference of an eye to the test here. Remember, the officials are watching our broadcast, keeping a close eye on this here. Well, I would say on my end, Conde did drive up and actually clip Moynihan there, so that would be the usual suspect there in this one. And he is being told he has got to go to the end of the line for that. I don't think he's going to be too happy, unfortunately. But in the rule of racing, in that rule, they said when they went into the drivers' meeting, they knew what they were getting themselves into. And what the heck is going on with Gene Watkinson down here? What has happened to the 111 here all of a sudden? I think he was trying to catch back up to the leaders, and I think he just overdrove it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, folks. If he does not get that truck figured out and slow down a bit more, honestly, they may need to check that truck out because the brakes and everything seem like something is not right on there. So, field coming off pit road. Kahn, Pottle, Hoffert, Minute Pace. Moynihan will get the top 5 out of this. Conde has to serve his penalty in the back and have to move his way to the front. As we've seen earlier, when we return, more action to be had down here in Concord, Massachusetts. Today's race, ladies and gentlemen, here at the iRacing Superspeedway has been brought to you in part by our friends at PremierRacingSetups.com. When you guys need the best and the brightest of setups here to get you the fastest car and fastest truck on the circuits, there's only one brand and name that you really can trust in and go and rely with, and that is with PremierRacingSetups.com. Be sure to check them out at Premier Racing Setups for more information. By Six Sigma Sim Racing, the best and the most affordable aluminum cockpits that you can offer for your bank and your dollar. Six Sigma Sim Racing looks to be that and then some. By the Racing Groove, all over North America, the talk and podcast show that everybody comes to see and comes to watch. We certainly hope you enjoy our coverage and our action as we continue to circumvent and show you the racing world from all ends of North America. And by Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made for leisure. Lightning Wrapz looks up to bring the best designs in your library. Yeah, like I said, I'm not feeling the best here, guys. So if you hear me kind of fading in and out like that, it's just because I'm trying to hold back some things in my mouth and my throat. $14 laps remain coming to the restart here. Field will settle themselves back up into position here, and this will certainly be it's easy pickings here. Scott Wise saying, haven't run Monza. If you think iRacing Superspeedway is the most dangerous superspeedway, it's a real fun track though, especially in trucks. Well, Scott, I have ran Monza. I could say that yes, it is a very, very, very dangerous and tough track to run. But if I'm like talking sheer spectacle of what can happen and what could really get horribly done, I think this track honestly kind of takes the cake. Monza itself, like for those at home that don't know, Monza is actually part of the road circuit, court course circuit, but there is inside the track itself a humongous super speedway style oval configuration with bankings and wall beyond our comprehension and our belief. It was ran many years ago, centuries ago, if you will. At this point, you might as well just say that, when it was configured and conformed, as auto racing started to become bigger and better, bigger and a part of it. Formula One used to race on that actual style configuration and on that kind of layout, but due to the just extreme risk and dangerous high fatality rate, as well as the actual government in Europe saying that track really should never be used, it was outlawed and banned outright to be ever ran. But it now stands as a historical monument to the racing world. It is quite the show and quite the thing to see. As we get ready to field them back in, well, let's just say I don't think Stanley Pottle and Julian Conde are going to be trying to work each other's friendships around after that one. Stanley Pottle getting way off the start, and Conde backed into a corner here after having to get put in the outhouse. Now the 18 has got damaged up, and he's having troubles here. Oh, by the way, Scott, thanks for coming on board today, sir. Appreciate. Rough start out of they get there, and now driver's trying to hang back. Yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. And I believe they're going to call it for Conde, as well as Stanley Pottle, when there was no caution thrown. We'll have to take a look at the PTM instant replay. Again, we do know that they did not get off the line, but let's see what exactly transpired that. Well, okay then. That is a little bit of a unique circumstance. I think that's the 77 of Moynihan there. So Moynihan tried to get a hard jump out of the start, and ended up kind of slamming himself into a bit of a barrier there. And they're telling Conde and Moynihan, you're both going to the end of the line for that one. I don't think they liked that start there, and I don't think they liked how they performed it, so I think they're going to tell them it's time to go back to the pack there after that little one. Field will just kind of have to get restructured and rebalanced out when we come back here onto the show here on PTM Racing TV. When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on PTM Racing TV after our little troublesome situations here for some of these drivers, and positions now being put up for grabs. The field has now recentered and regained their composure, I would certainly hope, as Daniel Moynihan and Julian Conde, both drivers having to go to the outhouse. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances there on the starts, Moynihan did not get off the line properly. Actually went to the outside before crossing the start-finish line. As for Julian Conde, once again slamming the rear end there of the 48. Stanley Pottle off the start, had some time to kind of get up for the way the track officials are calling it, so they had to go to the back, unfortunately, for their start. They have to get it right here, and they have to time themselves, but again, I know it can be pretty difficult considering how crazy it can get, and they know this too. Let's see if we can get this start better this time. Off for the start here on the front straightaway. Looking clean, gets the go, we're off. Much better start. And Keith Long in the 71 catching a big break there, having to be able to start on the bottom lane, and a chance to shoot out from the front here. Field working their way around with only 10 laps to go. We've only been able to get so much of racing yet due to the unfortunate starts here and unfortunate circumstances for these drivers. Back up topside, the 5 Chantel Pottle getting a little bit of help from Robert Kahn, 21. And Pottle and Kahn working hard to try to maintain speed, maintain grip. Sonaker, the 50, doing much of the same. And oh, not again, not a turn number 4. They're trouble once more. We got 2 wrecked out. Hoffer and Minute Bay slamming down into the inside barrier of pit road. And once again, Metapace just can't seem to catch a break here on P-Swiss TV. Drove up a little bit in there, got into the side there, unfortunately, of Matthew Hofford there, as he was trying to make a dash for the inside move here and kind of right under the 84's line there. And you can just see how difficult it is just to hold on to that line, hold on to that spot. And right there just kind of proves its difficulty as much as it is hard to master. And the way these guys are going right now, they're losing a lot of time and losing a lot of ground just to hang on. And Julian Conde this time around, the 18, will catch himself a bit of a break now. He moves into the 3rd spot with a chance to possibly walk away with a win here if he can hang on. Everybody at this point, I think, is just trying to survive the game. It's trying to survive this struggling track. We talked about earlier and how difficult this was going to be. We did not make this easy, and we did not say this was going to be easy. We said point blank, this is the hardest and the toughest and the baddest track of them all in the virtual world. And again, I'll even say this for those that do want to give I'll throw a bone here to our friend here and Scott Weiss. But when I do say the virtual world, I do mean the virtual world, because this track does not exist yet in the real world. Our drivers are now lining back down on the front straightaway here as we're getting set back to go. And some of us are still trying to hold our breaths here again. Sorry, guys. So field right now is going to be put in proper position, proper working order, and we're getting ready to get back down to it. Our field's set and it's ready to go. Back to the green. We're off and running. Only a few laps remain. Power and speed now put under use, put under the track. Field now moving their way around. They have green-white checkers in order to. They absolutely have to. And hopefully they will not have to go that route. They know they're going to have to be a little bit careful though. Warren Young sadly is out of this race. 13 drivers will remain on the lead lap looking for position, tying up a notch or two to try to hang on. Moving the chains up on the outside line, trying to hang in there a little bit, looking for some opening, looking for some gaps in between, trying to hang on. No driver left high and dry yet. Except for maybe that one in the middle there, Mike Rideout in the 76 once again, kind of thrown into a 3-wide salute tangent. The rest of your field looking to hold on, looking to try to get this one up a few more. Dustin Sonaker in the 50 looking to regain some composure and maybe take this one home. Last time he was here, he helped out Matthew Hoffer win his one and only race so far this season and push the limits. Now is it time for Sparky to take his turn on the track. The number 50 driver is holding the line down up top side with the 5 Chantel Bottle and the 21 of Robert Kahn moving the way in. Stanley Pottle now in the 48 right behind all of them. Looking maybe to get one last little secured-ish end here. Maybe like to push one more time by. Down to the final 3 laps we go. And that drive on the outside now showing you what it can do and what it can make you if you can figure out how to hold your line up there. The bottom is definitely critical to keeping position, but the outside is where all that speed and all that ground can be used up if you're going to simply have somebody coming with you. Well, Sloanaker says, come with me now, my friends. I am leading the way. The train is on the station and we're rolling out. Hoffer trying to go up there with them now too. Look at it, we got a 5-car tandem as the field behind and below them battle for position, jockeying for the run. There is only a matter of 3 laps left to go. And you can just see how close, how tight it is. Just even try to get any kind of little spot or little run, doing a push or two is extremely risky. Considering what they're going to end up dealing with or what they end up could be pushing themselves into if they're not careful. Locking them off though, off of turn number 1 and 2 here. Field still. Hot on ground clearance, hot on speeds, just gotta hang on. And the bottom lane now looks like it's starting to push and shove its way up into the race lead once more. Conde, Moynihan, and all of them moving up. Sloanaker on the bottom, Sloanaker still on the outside. Oric on the bottom lane, looking to try to hang in there with these guys. Everybody on the top side maybe trying to scatter. Looking to try to get out of that little mess there. Looking for an opening, looking for a run. Kahn and Pottle with a huge push now. This is that push we were talking about earlier. This is what makes the 21 and that 5 so dangerous when they're together. If they can push and shove each other, they literally can outdo what any of those trains do usually. Their trust and reliance on one another to get a perfect draft push and a perfect line hold is extremely clairvoyant, and it's just impressive to see. And you're seeing it again. Bottle on the outside has got a run with the 21 of Kahn trying to help out. But Kahn will try to go for the race win this next time by here as we get it to the white flag. Remember last time, Kahn actually ditched the 5 Chantel Bottle. Looking for that race win, looking for that big win here on the Superspeedway with the Pedal to the Metal Race League Series. He's going to have his chance to either redeem or go for it again. White flag is out. Keith Long on the 71 though, holding the line for the Burger King machine. Conde looking to drive it in there. Moynihan right in the mix as well. A little bit of pushing back and forth. Everybody trying to get in their stuff, trying to make a move off or two. Can they hang on? Last time it was Chantel Bottle that took us one home. Down a huge wreck ensuing there on the back straightaway. Troubles there through the corners, entering into the final turns. Kahn needs to push the 5 or try to make a run for it here, coming off the final corner. Looking for the ditch effort. Conde with the block, throws to the outside, down in the 3 wide salute. It's Keith Long in the 71, popping away with the win. Conde throwed the light block, went for the win, but unfortunately he found himself mixed in with the 5 and the 21, and Keith Long walks away with the victory and takes this one home at the iRacing Superspeedway. The driver out of Gaithersburg, Maryland will bring this one home down in Massachusetts, and what a victory for him and his crew. Been a long time since we've seen any drivers from Maryland pop up with a victory, and this one goes to him. It takes a huge win for his troubles. Absolutely impressive performance to finish this one out for this crew. The Burger King 71 machine with a tremendous last minute performance and last minute run takes it home. Julian Conde definitely making a show of it himself though to hang on to that last bit, that last gasp he had to bring to the table. We'll talk with our drivers here in just a minute. while Keith Long goes ahead and gets some burnouts done here. Let's take a look at our results. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Keith Long is your race winner today. Conde outclassed by him by about a 32 thousandths of a second. Chantel Bottle goes third, fourth to Daniel Moynihan, fifth to Robert Kahn, Stanley Bottle goes sixth, seventh to Dustin Sonicker, eighth to Matthew Hofford, ninth to Mike Rideout, Gene Watkinson goes 10th. That rounds out top 10 in today's field. And now, without further ado, there's only one thing left to do. Let's listen in to our drivers here. As the number 5 will pop the subway machine into victory lane here for the, into the podium position here for this one here. Chantel, congratulations for third place here today. And I was just about to say victory lane last time out. This time another podium here. It seems like the truck's dialed in a bit.
Yeah, that was a really fast track, so it was pretty fun. I know we had a few wrecks, but we managed to stay clean, so yep.
But stay clean, stay through to the end, and a very big top podium for you and your crew. Is there anybody you want to thank for that?
Everyone at PTM Racing TV and all of our sponsors we have aboard for Pushing Limits Racing League.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Chantel, we appreciate you coming on board here today. Congratulations on this third place finish. See you next time out.
Thanks.
Chantel, throttle bottle comes away. Third place out of the bunch here. Jillian Conde will come away here in the second slot. Comes away with a impressive finish and performance here. He now joins me here on the podium slot here. And Conde, as this 18, comes away with a solid performance here. Definitely going to be one for the record books with this Wendy's machine.
We came close again. I think the first iRacing race that we had on I also got a second place. I just want to thank Pedal to the Metal TV and all our sponsors and Pottles and all the guys. This is actually a pretty good league and I had a lot of fun today.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly did appreciate you coming on board here, Conde. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you next time on out here, sir.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate everything that you do, sir. Like I said, great broadcast. Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Conde, number 18, coming away second. As a man that pops it with the race win into victory lane, Keith Long brings it here from Maryland here in the 71 Burger King machine. Keith, congratulations on this race win, and you literally had to pilot and perform at top levels just to hold that bottom lane down and also try to avoid trouble in the back, and it looked like this car just continued to strive when it needed to most.
That's what I told Julian. I said, I'm going to hold this yellow line. I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to leave it. I didn't think they had enough to get around on the outside of me, so they pushed me around those last couple laps, and I didn't know being out front, no one was going to get by me at that point.
Well, they certainly did not get by you, and they did not take this one over from you. And with a position like this now, a big victory for you and your crew the first of the season. Keith, I got to ask you, sir, who do you want to thank for that?
Thank my wife for letting me participate in this league, watch the kids, and so all to my family.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Keith, we appreciate you coming on board here, sir. Once again, a big congratulations to you and the crew. What a performance and what a time to be alive here as you win at the iRacing Superspeedway.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Long in the 71 comes away with the race win. It calls out our day here at iRacing Superspeedway. Thank you again to our support there from them, as well as Premier Racing Setups, Six Sigma Sim Racing, the Racing Groove, and Lightning Wrapz for your support this season. Without you guys and the fans at home, we wouldn't be here without you. So, for all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time with the green flag flies.